Alright, we're out here. Today we're going to have a look at cleaning the ISCV or the idle speed control valve setup in one of these. And it looks like it's going to have to be modified straight out of the packet. So what's unusual about that? Different lighting. Got the curtains open today. It's a beautiful blue-skied sunny day. Now somewhere between the last video and this video, I actually changed out the injectors and fuel rail from another engine that I had. I'm not sure if that was such a good idea, but it made no difference whatsoever. I didn't clean those injectors, didn't flow test them or anything like that, but I kind of figured that if I was to change the injectors from the engine that's in the car to another set, I would at least see some difference. If it ran worse, then it's absolutely I need to clean those injectors. But the fact that there was the injectors from one engine to the next engine, what are the chances of them being exactly the same? They're either going to be good or bad. They're not going to be, I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, I've kind of figured that if I swap something out and nothing changes, well then that wasn't the problem. I don't expect to get the same result using two different parts unless they're both just completely rooted. But injectors, I think they work on kind of a scale. They're great, or they gradually get crappier. And to have two sets of injectors that are exactly the same level of crappy, I don't see it. I mean, maybe if you're a mechanic watching this, I don't think any mechanics watch this, but if you are and you disagree, well, leave a comment. No, they either work or they don't, or, you know, leave a comment. Let me know. But that's sort of the mindset I was going into this with, that if I swap out a part and the problem doesn't get better or worse, then all I've done is eliminated that from the question without spending a lot of money. So yeah, here's what it looks like. This is the throttle body out of a single cam F6A turbo. Now this big contraption on the bottom here with water hoses on it controls the idle when the car is hot. What it does is opens a valve and does a bunch of shit. Now, this is the part that's in question. These things like to get full of carbon and clog themselves up. Now, this one's actually quite, like this throttle body is actually quite clean. It's not super clean, but it's not that bad. I suspect the one in the van is horrible. For those playing at home that have a cappuccino, this is your ISCV, or idle speed control valve. That's not what we're looking at today. We'll be looking at this. Now, I've got a problem in the everywhere it likes to hunt, which means the engine speed goes up and down when the engine is hot. And according to one website, it's caused by this piece here. I'm gonna have to remove this from the van, undo these 4 screws, pull this off, and then clean in these pipes with a pipe cleaner. Generally have a look around inside for corrosion and, well, a blockage or gunk. And then clean this thing. This thing's actually held in with these sort of security screw type deals. So I have this spare one. If it turns out that the one that's in the van is completely rooted, I will use parts off this. Though I am reluctant to use this. I could possibly use this. I haven't found any of the sensors that were on the motor to be actually functioning. So, I mean, these ones might be okay, but I don't know. Possibly, maybe I'll check them once they're out of the car for, I don't know. See how we go. I'm not going to bother folding it out of the way because it's 2 bolts to get it completely off. So undo the front 2 clips like that. I'll put the seat forward. Now there's 2 bolts at the back, 1, 2. They might have covers on them in your car, but not in mine because I removed them. Right, we need to undo these. They shouldn't actually be that tight. Now down in this side here you will have the wire for the seat belt. You'll have to undo that. Mine's a bit dodgy. Get that, don't reef the seat, otherwise you'll break the plug and whatever like it is on mine. Yeah. Now what are you stuck on? Oh, I forgot about that too. Alright, there's one thing that you're going to need to do that I forgot about. Put the seat, slide the seat the whole way forward. Do that. And then, have a look at this. You have to disconnect the carpet. 1, 2. Now it'll come out. Seat back, seat back. Right, get out of the way. Okay. Okay, first things first, let's get the airbox out of here. Going to need a 10mm on a extension of some length. I'm going stupid long. One over here and one down here. Screwdriver. Undo that. Screwdriver. Undo this one if you can get to it. Don't loosen those all the way. Like, don't make the screw come all the way out, otherwise you'll have a bad time possibly getting it back in again. So just enough. There we go. Right, now undo that. You'll need a pair of pliers for that. Here's some I prepared earlier. There we go. Now you can actually leave that one connected and then just take the lid off and fold this out of the way like that, but that's going to get annoying for me, so I mean, it's one clip, isn't it? Just get it done. Oh, see this? See this? Like, what the? This is the breather for the charcoal canister. Disconnect that. Intercooler is completely covered in shit. Probably not intercooling anything. We're going to need a 10mm spanner to undo the throttle cable. We're going to need a, well, we're just going to have to gently remove that, because if you snap that, you're going to have a bad time. Remove the TPS. This one's actually already snapped, but you can't buy the plugs. Loosen off this front one. Now, if you loosen off the front one all the way, as much as you can, and you leave the back one where it is, now you don't have to reset it, as long as you don't move that back bolt. Getting this cable out, there we go. Put that aside, out of the way. That one there, going to need a blade screwdriver for that, minus driver. Ooh, very crusty indeed. This is not a good hose, but these are very expensive, so I'm reluctant to replace it. This is probably going to piss me off, so I'm going to undo it from the bottom as well, then just remove the hose. So I'm just going to disappear. I only need one of those. Undo the clamp, pop it off, pull it out, done, out of the way. The water lines that feed this, one's on a 90 degree that goes that way, and there's just no way for me to get to it. I might have to drain the coolant system in order to do this. That's not fun. I was hoping that I could just crimp the hoses, but that might not be possible. Now, what do you think? Is this just going to be black, or do you reckon it's going to be clean? See, if it's black, that will explain all of my problems. But if it's clean, well, then we still won't know what the problem is. So I think it'll be clean, like super, super clean in here, and that will mean that we still have no idea as to why the car is acting the way it is. I really don't like this ratchet. This is an SK11, not good. It's just really difficult to, like, the ratcheting motion is actually quite difficult to spin. Like this, it's quite difficult to spin. It's yeah, I don't like it. Okay, now that's let go very easily, but our water hose, I think our water hose is not letting me go. We have to disconnect the ISC valve, or ISCV, and that requires you to bend your hand like that to get underneath the intercooler piping, and then you can get to the clip. It might help if you've got a screwdriver from this side. Yes, it does. So that one's undone. I hate GoPros. It's just, they just make things so much more complicated than you have to be. Press the power button. Wait. Now I'm ready. But I've already pressed the record button 3 times while you were loading up. This is probably going to break. Oh. Okay, hose is out. Intercooler hose is out. Push that off to the side. Happy to report there's no massive amounts of oil in there. Right, that gives me a little bit more room to get in here to put my hose clamp on. Our clamp is on. Are we able to clamp the top hose? Get that the f out of here. Run this down in here. We are dripping. Where's my screwdriver? Got to get this top hose off fast as we can. It doesn't want to move. Can't see. Light useless. Hooks on everything. Car's driving past. Probably damaging this hose. Can we just pull it out? We can. Look at that. Get out of there, you bitch. How's it look? Not as bad as I'd hoped, but kind of figured that would be the case. Right, so what have we got? Are we leaking from the bottom one or the top one? No, we're not. Are we leaking from this one? Yes, we are. So this this hose here goes to just underneath where the thermostat is, and this one connects to the lower, like this lower hose here that's connected to the block. So that's fun. Hey Dave, why aren't you wearing your gloves? I just keep forgetting to put them on. That's it. Just forget to put them on. This is really clean in here, as I'd feared. It's very clean in there. I mean, that's good to know, but unfortunately, I was hoping that it was going to be dirty, because that would sort of help us diagnose what the hell is going on here, because everything, I haven't found any problems. Everything's working the way it should, but it's still running like crap. Maybe it's just got no compression. Maybe that's it. Scrape your old gasket off. Let's go over to the table and inspect this throttle body. Now you might be wondering why I don't just pull the throttle body out, clean it, diagnose everything and put it back together in one video, one 10-minute video, nice and clean and cut like every other YouTube channel. And I think that's because I don't want to be like every other channel. I want to take you with me through the blood, sweat and tears of getting this thing done. There are boring sections, but working on your car, contrary to most other YouTube channels, isn't always, oh, my mates came round, we had a barbecue and we got it done and it was fantastic. It's just not like that. And I'm not trying to give that impression. Like, when you hear the rage music, that is me legitimately pissed off. You know, I throw things, I break things, I have a temper, so I want you to feel and experience what it's like to actually work on a car with me. I mean, after watching this, you might not want to work on your car with me, but I want it to be as real as possible. I could cut so much of this out and make me look like, you know, make me look like I know what I'm doing, but that's not what I'm trying to do. This is not a dig at other YouTube channels, but I feel like most of them are very, very similar. They do very, very similar things. They have very similar presenting styles, very similar, just the way they go about it, the way they talk about stuff, the way they introduce things, the way they get things done. It all sort of seems the same to me. And that works. It seems to be what the viewers want. If you want to make money from YouTube and you want to be popular, you have to make your show like this. It has to be like this. I mean, the content necessarily isn't exactly the same, but the way things are presented, the clean, crisp cut of everything. Like if you compare the old roadkill videos, the ones that were free, the original YouTube stuff, like the first ones, and then you look at the original first Mighty Car Mod stuff. Shout out to those groups. They've made a ton of money, had a lot of fun doing it, and become immensely popular. But they've changed, and change is normal, but I kind of feel like, and I might be wrong, but I kind of feel like they changed into being what people want to watch, rather than just doing what they wanted to do. Do you know what I mean? Now, I'm not talking about content. I'm not trying to say that I think these groups are doing things they don't want to do just to make money. It's not what I'm saying at all. I'm talking about the way it's presented. Like it nowadays, these shows look like TV. They look like a reality sort of TV show. Whereas back in the day, they were just, that was, you know, completely different. It was a different style. I don't want to evolve into the TV, reality TV style. I don't want to ever be that clean, crisp cut. I want to keep it nitty gritty and real as possible. I mean, check this out. Welcome back to Garage Kei, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We've got a killer episode for you today. We're going to pull the throttle body out of my DA52V Suzuki every van. We're going to have a great time. Daryl's coming around. We're going to get it done. Now, was that believable? Or did that sort of seem like I might be from a different channel? Is that the kind of thing that people really want to watch? Or is it just what YouTube is recommending to them? I don't even use a script. Like, this is all just coming from me. This is me just chatting. I'll chop it up in the end to cut out all my arms and pauses and things like that. But this is just me rambling, talking, getting things off my mind. You might say, well, Dave, every popular show has a script. You know, you have to do it this way in order for it to be popular. And my question is, why? Why does it have to be a certain way? Are we pre-programmed to like things being presented in a certain way? Why? I'm not. I don't know, maybe you don't know what I mean, but it's just sort of how I feel. I don't want to evolve into what they're doing. I want to do what I'm doing. And I hope that people enjoy what I'm doing enough that that they watch and support my channel. Something different, maybe. Because, yeah, I don't know. Don't know. If I upload something, it's uploaded that way because I wanted it that way. Try to understand why I did it that way. Because I had to edit that. It would have taken me at least an hour to do it, maybe more, and you got 10 minutes. So I've had to probably watch it 6 times. I was at least semi-happy with it when I uploaded it. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm an expert mechanic. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just fumbling my way through it, figuring it out as I go along. Same goes for making videos. So if there's a visible problem with the video, absolutely let me know. But if it's something about audio levels, then chances are I meant it to be that way. I mean, I know that in a lot of my videos, the audio is up and down and stuff like that, because I actually haven't figured out how to get it semi-flat yet. I'm not trying to say I know what I'm doing and I don't need advice. I absolutely need advice. But yeah, I think you know what I mean. And I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the likes. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I'm not giving up. I want to hit milestone subscriber numbers. I want to hit, you know, I want hundreds of likes rather than tens of likes. But at the same time, I don't want to make things for people, if you know what I mean. I want to do it my way. And that's why my videos are so long. That's why they're broken into different, different episodes. And what are we? This is episode 50. Episode 50. Vlog 50. We've done 50 episodes on this and it still runs like crap. Now, in the last video, I mentioned that, well, actually the last vlog video, I mentioned that I couldn't understand why I didn't just change out the fuel pressure regulator solenoid right then and there. Well, I can tell you that yesterday I actually went and bought a brand new fuel pressure regulator solenoid, plugged it in the car park of the parts shop. I drove and got it. Made no difference. It might be a little better, but that spike, still doing it. So there are still some problems that you haven't seen and some things that I have done to the car that you haven't seen, but none of these have made any difference to it at all. It's very, very weird. And I've taken the car to Suzuki and they didn't know what it was either. But, I mean, things are going to get more and more intense for this car in the coming episodes. So make sure you're subscribed if you want to see those, if you want to come along on the journey. If you leave a like, I really appreciate that. I see every like, I see every comment. So, like, if there's 50 views and there's 2 likes, did you watch it and not like it? Or, and there's no comment about it, or I don't know. So communicate with me. I'm here to communicate with you. And I'm here to take you along on the journey, not just show you the good points, but not show you the highs, show you the lows as well. We're going together. We're doing it together. Anyway, that's it from this episode. It's been a long one. I am happy with the audio levels. Thanks, Jeff. But I'll see you in the next one. Later.